What happened in Minnesota yesterday was horrific, no matter which way you come at it, as two lawmakers and their husbands were shot. The Hortmans killed, the Hoffmans injured, but remaining alive. We still don't know about it, but more information is coming on the scene. We are pretty sure that Venice Boetler was a suspect in the assassination attempt. As we know, Melissa Hortman was a top Democrat in the Minnesota House. Her husband was shot dead in what Tim Walz said was a politically motivated assassination. The Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife were shot by the same person. We know the person dressed up as a police officer. And we know that there was a hit list of nearly 70 names, which include the Democrats or figures tied to abortion rights, Ilhan Omar and Tina Smith, who are both in the U.S. Congress, were both on the list. The suspect has still not been found, but more information is coming on the scene. We know where the attacks occurred, the Hoffman's address. The shooting was at 2 a.m. At 3:35 a.m., they went to check on the Hortmans and found them both dead. We know that there was a hit list of nearly 70 names in the car. We don't know his employment status. We know that Boetler served on Safe Board with Hoffman in 2019. Walz put him on the governor's Workforce Development Board. It's unclear how they interacted in that award. Right now, both Democrats and Republicans are having arguments over who it is. And this is where my fears of a civil war becomes. This is not something that should be politicized, yet it is. We'll try to look at more information on who this guy is. Unfortunately, there is no Wikipedia article on him, but there is a Times Now article on him, so we'll look at that instead. Please load. Now it's pretty clear that based on this, that it was meant to target Democrats, seeing the list of names and all that stuff. But Republicans aren't totally wrong to assume that Democrats framed them, because again, he was on Walz's board. Also, Melissa Hortman sided with Republicans before being shot. We do know that. So we do know that, looking at the CBS News article, there were no King's flags in this car. That was obviously a Democratic-motivated parade. And while I can't find it, there was evidence that Hortman sided with the Republicans before this. So Boetler was appointed by Walz, but he was also on the board with Mark Dayton as a private sector representative in 2016. Hortman reappointed him, Walz reappointed him, and and this is a known bipartisan board. Um, and looking at Mark Dayton, um, Mark Dayton was the governor of Minnesota before Tim Walz. He was also a Democrat, so there's that. Now, I'm not going to try to get too far in depth with what actually happened here because we still don't know. But the message is clear. This is not an event to be politicized. Politicizing events is fine in some cases, but not in cases like this. And the politicians are not condemning it too. Mike Johnson said, such horrific political violence has no place in our society, and every leader must unequivocally condemn it. Don't agree with Mike Johnson on everything, but I agree with him here. Everyone should be condemning this act of violence, and we also shouldn't be blaming the other side until at least we know more information on the scene. And Giffords, who is the wife of Mark Kelly, a Democratic senator from Arizona, also condemned the attack. Gabby Giffords was someone who was a representative who got shot in the head in 2011 in a shooting in Arizona and almost died. So, the political violence was denounced by both sides. So, that's that.